Okay, first we'll start it. Role installation. First we have to install DHCP role. Guys, ready?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so here it is. You don't need all these things. So when you are using a server, anything unnecessarily open, better to close all these things. Why? Because of we took a only 2 GB per server. Okay. And how to install the server also I will tell right here. So this is a server. Understand few terminologies here I am telling, and this is a domain controller. Okay. So first of all, it is a server. Okay, it is a server S1, and I install ADDS and make this one as a domain controller. So initially it is called as a server. Now it is become a domain controller. If you open run cmd type net accounts, already I showed this one before we install. Okay, accounts. Now it is showing primary. Primary means it's a primary domain controller. Primary means primary domain controller. Okay. So now it is a domain controller. Okay. Now this is another server. Just a server. That's it. I install a server. So now this is we call it as a server or standalone server. We can call it as a server. So which server it is? So is any role inside? Any role you install DHCP or DNS or a WDS? We didn't install any server, right? So we didn't install anything. So that is called a standalone server. Next, this server is in work group. This server is in work group now. If in case, if you add this server to a domain, like a member of domain, member of work group is there, no? Like you add a client to domain, member of work group means standalone server. Member of a domain, if a server, a standalone server, become a member of a domain, you add a server to domain. If you add a work group server to domain, then we call it as a member server. We call that one as a member server. Okay. So this is a basic terminology. Now DHCP role we can install. We can make a server as a DHCP server by installing DHCP role. So then it will become a DHCP server, right? Now, so where we can able to install it? Can we install in domain controller? Can we install in a standalone server? Can we install in a member server? You can install anywhere, no problem. You can install in domain controller, which is not supposedly we should not do it, but we don't have a choice. But we can install it. You can install in a standalone server, means work group server. You can able to install it. You can install in a member server also. We can able to do it. If you install in a member server, there is an advantage is there. That is, this server is in a domain, so you will get a active directory authentication. You will get a active directory authentication. You will get it. So if you install in a member server, that server we call it as a authorized DHCP server. Authorized DHCP server. We call this one as a authorized DHCP server. If you install DHCP server in a member server through Active Directory, we are getting authorization, so it become a authorized DHCP server. If you install a DHCP server in a work group, it's just a DHCP server only. Just a DHCP server only. Here, for example, in a certain networks, it will happens. I have another server, for example, server 3. Sorry, it is a server 3 now. Okay, so don't worry. This is a standalone server. This is a member server. Now here also I installed DHCP. Now both are DHCP servers. Now both are DHCP server, and I have a client. I have a client. So client request for IP address, right? It broadcast. Client broadcast to everyone. Everyone in the network it broadcast discovery packet. DHCP receive a DHCP both will receive the request. Both will send an IP address to client. Both will send a IP address to client. But client will accept only this DHCP server IP address only, not this one. Why? Because of this is authorized DHCP server and this is not authorized one. This is in work group. This is standalone server. It is just a DHCP server. But this is authorized DHCP server. So both are giving IP address to the client. Then client will accept only IP address from S2 machine only, not S3 because of this is authorized DHCP server. Okay. And if in case if you have like this is authorized, this is non-authorized DHCP server, then this one become non-authorized DHCP server. This is non-authorized DHCP server, also called as rogue DHCP server. Normally we scold the people, right? Like a rogue, idiot, stupid, like that. So like that only, same thing. Rogue means the rogue don't have any authority or any position like that. So like a orphan type. Okay, but does not mean orphan means rogue. Rogue means don't have a master. Okay, like that. So if you watch an English movie like a rogue agent means he's not working for any a particular organization like a freelancer type. Okay, he do it on his own. So the same thing like this is authorized DHCP server. This is non-authorized or a rogue DHCP server. Okay, client will get a IP address from the authorized DHCP server. Accept from that authorized only or not. Okay. And if in case if both rogues DHCP servers are there, both are rogue. This is not authorized. This is also not authorized. Which one will accept? The client will accept from which server? First come first serve. Who given reply first within a seconds differences. Who come first? It will accept the IP address. Second one is if both are authorized. Usually it is not want to happen in a regular network, but same thing first come first serve only. Okay, this is a difference. Next, we are understand the standalone server, member server. Anywhere you can able to install it. Next, this is my domain controller, right? So this is my domain controller, and here I'm installing DHCP server directly. Why I'm installing in my domain controller? Because I don't have more memory, right? RAM capacity is less and we are working with the virtual machines. We cannot create multiple virtual machine for each and every services in a current situation. So that's why I am putting everything into DHCP server. Okay, so that's why I said better to close everything what if you are not using that one. Anything if you are using not using, please close that one. Okay. The server manager is okay. Even if you are not using server manager in a while you are doing something, so you can also close that one. Next, before we go to okay, first we have to install a server role, right? Manage, add roles and features, add roles and features. So we have to better put a full screen mode. Okay, so next, Next, go next only like that. This is your DHCP server. Select it. DNS is already installed. So while I am doing that Active Directory domain controller wizard, right? That time only DNS is already installed. Now DHCP. You can read the description. Also, better to go through each and everything. So what it is, what it is, what it is, like that. Hyper-V, like that. Okay. Select this option. Add futures. So I selected DHCP and add futures. That's it. Then futures. Futures are very useful for supporting tools like that. But we are not doing anything in futures. Just go next. Next. Select this box, which is not required, but make a habit of it. Certain roles may require to restart. So if required, then it will restart automatically. When you uninstall the role, also it is very useful. Okay, now it is start installation. So meanwhile, we'll see this one. So what is my server IP? What is my server IP? IP address. So my server IP address is 192.168.0.254. So this is my network, right? So 170.16.0.0. This is my network. What is slash 16? Subnet mask. CIDR. What is CIDR? Anyone? Classless inter domain routing. Okay. So CIDR. What is CIDR method means? Representing subnet mask in slash form. Okay. For example, your subnet mask is 255.255.0.0 and slash 16. Your subnet mask is 255.255.0 slash 24. If your subnet mask is like this, what is slash notation? Not. What is 16 means? 16 ones are there. 255, 8 ones. Next 255, 8 ones. That's why it is 16. 255, 255, 255 means 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24 ones. Then what is that? 8 plus 8 plus 240 in a binary. 4 ones, 4 zeros. It means 20. 21 are there. This is called as CIDR method. Classless inter-domain routing. Okay. So this is my network. So here, first thing is first you have to plan based on my number of PCs in the network. So how to plan for a IP address range. So 172.16.0. Maybe I will start with uh, 10. Okay, and that is a starting IP address. 16.0. Maybe I will put a 110. Almost like 100 IP addresses I'm giving to the client. In this range only, IP address are going to client, not more than that one, not less than that one. So starting like a first PC, one PC given a first request 10, second 11, third 12, 14, 15, like that I can able to give. So I will change it to 11. So then it is clear that it is 100 IP addresses. First one is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Randomly, what are the requests come up? First come available IP address. We have to give to that one. Next. Just for understanding, there is a exceptions also there. Means we can have to exclude some IP address. We can exclude certain IP addresses. For example, this is for understanding. I'm giving starting IP addresses. Uh, 15. I exclude 11 to 15 IP addresses. So these IP addresses won't go to anyone. So we can't assign to any PC in the network. So already I removed 5 means only I have a 95. Of course, I exclude certain IP addresses. A specific IP address is also there. For example, I like 123. I don't want to give 123 to anybody. So it is not in a range. Tell me something in a range. For example, 53. I don't want to give this IP address to anyone. Okay. For example, I don't want to give these IP addresses to anyone. I will keep it. I may use it for a different servers, or maybe I will use it for a printer. I may not be used to it for anything. So it is purely my optional, and I don't want to give to anyone. So these are the excluded IP addresses. Next, what is your DNS address? Everything will come up. DNS server address is what are the DNS servers in your network? 172.16.0.254. That is my DNS. I don't have any DNS. If you want to give extra like this, like a default DNS server type, okay, like that. So any DNS server if you have, you can give it. Okay. So we'll see how to configure this range. So guys, first of all, see your what IP address you are given, what is your network address, and what range you want to give, and what are you want to exclude, and what is your DNS servers in that one. I have only one DNS server, plus I'm adding another DNS server also, just for understanding and for purpose. Yeah, mine is completed. So what is this complete DSCP configuration? This is a wizard. This complete DSCP configuration wizard is there now. So here I install DHCP role, and it is showing complete. Hmm? What I'm typing? See, it is DHCP configuration. Complete DHCP configuration means what is this wizard will do? What is this wizard will do? It will create two local groups. What are the two local groups? One is DHCP administrator or administrators group, and DHCP users group. So you can add a user to DHCP administrator, so then he can administrate DHCP things. User means for viewing purpose. Next, it will do configuration also for authorize DHCP server. Okay, so this one will do. First we'll do it, then later we'll do configuration. So complete DHCP configuration. So administrators, DHCP users, it authorize DHCP server on target computer. If domain joined, if it is in domain, it is already in domain. Next, first to authorization, username and administrator. Commit. So security groups are created and the DHCP server is done. Both should be done. Close. Then close this one. Now the thing is completed, right? Next, go to tools, DHCP. Go to tools, open DHCP. Now it is open. Expand it. Now can you see here it is? It is showing your full name, okay, because it's authorized one. And click on IPv4. Click on here and click on IPv4. So once you are in IPv4, it is showing add a scope only. If you are not authorized, it will ask for authorization. Right click on here, you can see unauthorized. It means it is authorized. Unauthorized means it is authorized. IPv4, add a scope. Right click, new scope. IPv4, new scope. Now wizard. Next, you have to give some scope name. Any name you can give. I put a scope 1. Okay. Next. So IP address. So as per my planning, this is my starting IP. What is the end IP? 110. And can you see length 16? Length 16 means subnet mask. It is representing subnet mask. If you increase the length, see, subnet mask is changing. So make it 16 only. Don't change anything because this is a default one. We are using all default subnet mask only. This is a exclusion. So what I said, exclude 16, 11 to 172, 16, 15. This is a exclusion range. And also I want to add something. For example, 53, 80. So this range and these IP addresses I don't want to give to anyone from DHCP server. So you can read this one. Excludes are addresses or range of addresses that not distributed by server. A delay in is the time duration by which server will delay transmission of DHCP offer. Something is next. This is a lease duration. I will explain the lease duration later. Okay. The default lease duration for a wired network is a 8 days. 8 days. Default lease duration is 8 days. I'm changing to 8 days to 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Okay. I'm changing lease duration to 8 minutes. 8 hours is good, but I said like 0, 0, 8. I changed it by default 8 days. Yes, I want to configure these options. What are the options? DNS option, default router option, WINS option. Like it is asking router default gateway. So I don't have any router here to communicate outside of the network. No default gateways, so I'm not giving anything. This is a DNS server. Already it found my parent server domain, and this is a my DNS server address. Now I want to add extra, right? Just to see. Now added a IP address. You can try 4.4.4.4 or 8.8.8.8. Best one is 8.8.8. Okay, it is not validate. Okay, but we are added it. Like if you have any DNS servers in the network, you want to add it, you can mention the server name, IP address. You can add it directly. Next. This is Win server. Win server is like a DNS server only. There is a differences are there, but we don't have any Win server. Currently, we are not using also. I want to activate the scope now. Yes, finish it. Now scope is active, but IPv4, if you look at, it is some symbol it is showing, right? So don't worry, just refresh. Then you will get a green check mark. Green check mark means good. Okay, this is the scope. Click on the scope and go to address pool. You can see this is a actual address pool. These are excluded. Okay, this is address pool and this is a excluded. This is address release. Whenever client got an IP address from the server and the server note down this thing. Understand? Whenever client got an IP address in the server, it maintain the list. Client IP address, name, lease expiry, like that. Okay. Now server is ready and client. So client should get an IP address, right? Any user. Okay. Now go to ncpa.cpl. This is a adapter, right? Right click, status, details. I got some IP address here, but DHCP enabled now, and I got some static IP address. Actually, I given range is 11 to 110. It is out of there only. It is not even 11 or a 16 after excluded. It is not in my range. What happened? Anybody can explain? Hmm? Guys, you're a smart guys than anyone. You're much better, as I know. So definitely I will get answers. Hello?
The size is 16, sir. Length we got is 16.
Yes, but I got 10 here. Why?
Because DHCP server.
DSCP? Look at the screen. Tell me an answer.
Sir, DSCP not enabled.
Yes, DSCP not enabled. Very good. Now, how to enable it? How to get IP from DSCP? Properties?
Properties.
It is asking username, password, administrator, admin @123. Next. IPv4
Install.
properties. Now, which option?
First option.
Yes,
Advanced.
first options. This one first. Obtain IP address automatically means DHCP enabled. Now you are a DHCP client. Earlier, this is the manual. This is DHCP. Okay, close and close. Again, just wait. We got a IP address, but I got a Polar. It completely 192 series because of yesterday I install now, so some settings are changed. So I have to go to edit virtual network editor. Let it open because that VMnet one also yesterday I uninstalled it and install now, so that settings are gone. Yes, I'm getting I'm getting DHCP address. If you look at here, I got IP address from my VMware only. So you can see different IP address than my DHCP server. So first one is VMnet 1, which is my PC is connected to VMnet 1 host only. Unselect this option, local DHCP server. Okay, unselect this option. So can you see it is 38. So I got IP address from DHCP, VMware DHCP. Okay, so this option unselected. VMnet 1 host only. First option selected, second option unselected. Of course, I have a problem with the VMnet 0 also. Then this is the adapter. My Wi-Fi adapter is this one. I selected VMnet 0. I selected my this one, my Wi-Fi adapter also. Important one is this one. Okay. Make sure connected DHCP no. Okay, like that. Apply. It will take time. Yeah. Anyway, it is one kind of good thing. So I showed this option, and I will show another option also. Now I disabled it, right? So I disconnected from that network. Now I will check the IP address. Still I have a IP address. I removed VMware DHCP. Remember, think like that. I have two DHCP servers. I got it from VMware DHCP. So one DHCP server. Now I removed that DHCP server, but still I have this IP address. This way IP address by 40 minutes is giving lease duration. After 40 minutes, so this will be again change. So can you wait for a 40 minutes or at least 20 minutes? We can't do it, right? I will give you two options. One is, guys, you are connected to one network. Now that network is not there. You have to get IP from another network, but it is showing a old network only. Understand? It is showing old network only, not the new network. Not the new network. It is not showing the new network. It is showing old network IP address only. So two options: either disable it, and after disable and enable it. Another option is go to command prompt, type an IP address, ipconfig slash release, ipconfig space slash release. It means it remove the existing IP address. It remove the existing IP address. See, here it is. And no need to give any admin commands and all. Very simple, it will remove. Okay, now it is removed its IP address. It does not contain IP address. Now you have to give another command, renew, ipconfig space slash renew. Now the Dora process is going on. Now I got an IP address. Can you see? I got an IP address. Okay, and I got a DNS suffix address also. Now IP config. So I got IP address and subnet mask, IP config slash all. So what I'm getting? IP address, subnet mask, lease with 8 minutes duration, and what is this? DHCP server. Who is your DHCP server? DNS server address and other DNS server address also I got it. See this one? Default gateway. I didn't given default gateway. No. Okay. MAC address. System name. Your DNS suffix address. Okay. So finally I got a IP address. Oops. See, this enable I got my IP address from my server. This is my server. So this is how to troubleshoot it. So because of a pre-setting mistake, I got a error, but still we use that one for our advantages. Understand? I showed you how to change the network editor, and as well as I can able to show you the command. Now this client PC got IP address. Okay. Okay. Now I am refreshing. See, in the server it is not down IP address and a machine name, and then when it is going to expiry. So this is your DHCP server. If you have more PCs, like I'm going to my physical machine, ncpa.cpl, because we are connected to VMnet 1, right? Those who are connected to VMnet 1, everybody will get IP address. So this is my VMnet 1 in my physical PC. It is enabled, and check it is a static IP address is there. Now go to properties. IPv4 properties. I change it to obtain automatically. Close. Close. Now I will try. Now can you see 17? So my physical machine also got an IP address. This is 17. Now again I'm going to server. Just refresh. Now you got a 17. See, those who are got IP address from my DHCP server, it will listed here. Okay. And one more important point is, guys, this is in a domain controller. This is a authorized DHCP server. For example, this is a client one. Client one is in domain, right? But my server is not in, my physical machine is not in domain, right? My physical machine is not in a domain, but it is also got IP address. It meaning is DHCP server will give IP address to the clients whether you are in a domain or out of domain. So it won't mind, don't mind about your domain kind of stuff. It only thing is whether you are in the network, are you requested, your DHCP enabled, then only it will give IP addresses. It's not belongs to domain or not domain. Any in the network, anything is there. Of course, we can restrict it by using a filtering or a policies, like you can create it. Allow deny by MAC address. Just enter the MAC address, then automatically it is certain machine is there. That machine requesting IP address to my server. We can say no, I don't want to give, like that. So this is how to install a DHCP server. This is how to check the address list. Address list is a very important one.